Hello, welcome back to the motorbike channel of my nonsense. It's Thursday afternoon and I'm actually out on my Hypermotard. I've been out on this quite a bit lately actually. Haven't had any press bikes for a week or two, so I've just been putting some miles on my wee beastie. And I'm off to Pro Twins, the beautiful lovely people at Pro Twins, my Ducati dealer of choice, where I bought this from. Because I think one of my front brake discs might be a bit knackered. It's got some weird even marks around it, and it's gone purple on the edge of each of those marks, like it's got too hot. But anyway, that's boring. It might be fine. I'm just getting them to take it for a ride to check it out. I wanted to talk really about YouTube because I've been doing this a while now as part of my job, and I just kind of want to know really, or talk about what is coming up and what it's like doing YouTube. I'm very glad that I have a salary and I don't want to sound smug, but it's part of my salaried job, because relying on YouTube revenue when you're this smaller channel is just not a thing. You might be able to afford maybe one of those really big 24 multi-packs of walkers rather than the usual 6-pack, but that's about it. It's not game changing obviously at this stage. I'm a very small channel, but you know, I do it because I like doing it and it's a bit different. I've been writing for 12 years as a job, and I still love writing, but you've got to be in the right mood. Video is a challenge to me. It's not something I've ever done before, so I shoot everything myself, I edit everything myself, I do it all myself. And same on the car side as well. And I try and get out 3 videos a week, 2 car, 1 bike one. And it is full on, so I'm very fortunate that I can kind of do it during my day job as part of that. But yeah, YouTube's a funny old thing. The people that do it full time, like MotoBob, go and check him out, all power to you, because it is bloody hard work. And you know, it's very easy to drop a load of shit in the comments on a YouTuber's video, calling him out on some little misremembered fact or something like that. Give him a break, it's hard work. That's basically it. But yeah, it's an interesting diversion, to be honest, and it gives me an excuse to get out on more press bikes and review them and talk about them. And my attitude to borrowing bikes, you might have seen quite an odd mix of bikes on my channel. I kind of tend to want to try the things that I wouldn't naturally like, that I wouldn't naturally go and buy with my own money, like that BMW R1250 RT, because I just like finding out if things are actually really good, you know, broadening my tastes. If I just rode naked bikes and Hypermotards and sports bikes, I know what they're like, and I know as much as I like the idea of them, they're not always the best thing on the road. So, you know, broadening my horizons is probably a really poncy way of saying what I'm doing. But yeah, so that said, over the next couple of weeks I'm working with some new bike manufacturers that I've not worked with before. So we will be hopefully seeing me ride some Aprilias, hopefully the new V4 2.0 and possibly the RS V4, maybe the 660 2.0 and RS 660. That's dangerous territory for me. That's really dangerous territory, because every time I buy a new bike, and once every 2-3 years, I come this close to buying an Aprilia V4, and I don't really know why I haven't got round to it, but I haven't. So anyway, the new one is meant to be good. New Aprilia 2.0 V4. I had a WhatsApp from Adam Child, Chad, the gravy man he used to run MCN, or do bits at MCN. He's now a freelance journalist. He WhatsApped me to say this is bloody good, because he got to fly to Italy to ride it, because you know it's work and he's allowed to fly still. So that should be good. And then the following week I am going to see KTM, again another bike brand that I've flirted with. I've ridden Super Adventures and things like that, but I've never ridden a Super Duke. So I'm going to ride the Super Duke. I know it's slightly old news because there's nothing new for it this year, and I'm going to ride the new Super Adventure. Woohoo! The new Super Adventure S, and I'm quite excited about that. I nearly bought the Super Adventure S instead of my Hypermotard. That's nuts, isn't it, that they're kind of similar price, 15 grand. So this new one's got radar cruise control. You probably know the drill. Al Fagan did a really good video on it on 44 Teeth, where he said he preferred it to the Multistrada V4. And the Multistrada V4 is kind of my bike of the year at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see if that big 1301cc Austrian twin daddy can spank the new Italian V4 Upstart. So yeah, quite excited about that. Basically what I'm doing is riding bikes that one day I would like to own, but you know, I do this because it's my passion, and I don't spend money on cars. I have no money, but I don't spend money, what little money I have on cars, I spend it on motorbikes. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Very excited to try the Super Duke, just because obviously everyone says it's a mind-blowing bike, and lots of journalists I know say it's the one bike they would buy if they had, you know, unlimited budget to buy a road bike. So hopefully I won't get off the Super Duke and back onto this and think this is a pile of crap. I'm sure I won't. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what it's like. But yeah, what have you guys been riding lately? Is anyone out there buying a new bike this year? I had quite a few people on my R1250 RT video say they were going to try one. Oops, sorry, but I've just had a Panino, not a Panini, because Panini is plural. So if you see anyone saying I want a Panini, you can get your big Italian grammar salmon out and slap them around the chops with it. So yeah, lots of people out there seem to be interested in the RT. Weirdly enough, my dad has just bought a new R1250 RT. He always says this, that it's going to be his last bike, because, you know, he's no spring chicken, but he's just basically sold his K1600 that he had for so many years, and he's trading his R1250R, the naked one, in against the RT, and he's getting it in that lovely blue colour, not the weird beige that I had in. So yeah, it'd be nice to get into a road trip with my dad when I'm allowed to, when we can travel in Europe perhaps. He rides like a lunatic, so that should be fun trying to keep up, especially when he's in full comfort mode with his radio on and a heated bottom, and I'm probably on this having my bones shaken to bits, stopping every 100 miles. But yeah, it's hard to form any plans, isn't it? What else am I going to be riding? Oh yes, Yamaha. I've never ridden a Yamaha. That makes me a really awful motorcyclist, and an especially awful motorbike journalist, because I've never ridden a Yamaha. So I've been speaking to the guys there. Hopefully I'm interested in riding the MT09, the new one, because apparently the handling is sorted. Michael Neves says it's a wonderful thing now. And the Tenere 700, because again, it's one of those bikes that I initially looked at with my sporty head on and thought, that looks well dull, but I know quite a few people who have bought them and said, as a day-to-day bike and for a bit of green laning, it is spot on. Oh god, I'm also doing a green laning day in the town where I live. There's a place where you pay about 200 quid and you get a whole day out on their Fantic 250 enduro bikes. I think they're enduro bikes, with mates. That includes a pub lunch, and I'm going to see my friends, my school friends, who I chat to every single day on WhatsApp, but we've all had kids. They've all given up bikes. I'm the only one still riding, so they're going to get back on two wheels for a day, exploring the trails and lanes in the Surrey Hills. So I'll try and do a video on that, but to be honest, that's not work for me. That is hanging out, catching up with my friends, and god, they've all had kids and I've not met half their kids because of lockdown and everything. So basically, this is a little vlog to say loads of cool stuff is coming, keep an eye out. But I'm also interested to hear what you think I should be doing as well. My dream video to do has always been, even like 7-8 years ago I thought about doing this, doing proper European road trip review. I talk about where I'm going, just basically sharing the sense of adventure and freedom and joy that I love from doing European road trips. And now I've got a channel to do that on, so it'd be nice to get out and do that. It is probably going to be next year though, let's be honest, especially because I'm at home usually with a 9-week-old baby and a very, very sassy 2-year-old girl who tells me to go away daddy and stop working daddy, pick up my spoon that I just threw on the floor with malice. So yeah, going away for a long period of time is not really on the cards. I've just been invited on an overnight Wales trip with the Yamaha, and I have to say no, because I'm busy with car stuff and I'm busy with looking after young child and not being able to leave my girlfriend alone. Anyway, that's boring stuff. You don't need to know about that really. The car side of work has been uber busy, like really silly busy. All the car manufacturers are coming out of slumber and going off to drive things. So I was driving the new Bentley Continental GT Speed on track at Silverstone last week. Still embargoed, so I can't say if that was good or not. The new Mini, just driven a new Mini, that's also embargoed. Everything's embargoed in the car world, so you can't talk about it until a certain date hits, just to give every journalist a fair chance to write their stories and get them ready in time. And I've driven a Bentley Baccala, Polestar one, weird £140,000 hybrid, which is very, very beautiful. I'll do a review of that tomorrow. But yeah, you don't need to know about it. Go and check out some roady drive stuff if you want to see what I get up to in the car world. I should do more vlogs on the car channel, because if you just look at my reviews, it looks like I'm a very serious, boring person, but actually I've got some good cynical viewpoints on things, which might not come across in the reviews. But yeah, I'm still loving the Hypermotard. My big news is that I've reduced my Ducati wheelie control from 3 to 2, and it actually feels far nicer now, to be honest. I'm still scared of wheelies, but when it's set to 3, you gas it and you tense and you're expecting it to come up, and it doesn't sometimes. When it's set to 2, it definitely comes up a little bit. I've not turned it all the way off yet, because I'll just fall off the back. I want to do a track day on this at some point this year. I haven't done a track day since 2009, although I did do California Superbike School for 2 days in Turkey a couple of years ago. So I want to get one-piece leathers and get out on track, but I'm a fat man. I've put on 14 kilos in 14 months in lockdown. That's what having kids will do to you, and just having a biscuit jar next to your computer. So I've joined the gym. I've been going to the gym 3-4 times a week, and I'm just running. I'm crap at running, but I just run for half an hour, do some rowing machine, and I'm trying to not snack as well. And I'm slowly losing weight, and I've set myself the target. If I can lose 10 kilos by, say, June, July, I'll buy myself one-piece leathers, which I've never had. I've only ever had two-piece leathers. So you'll unfortunately maybe get to see me in one-piece leathers, possibly going to get fitted for them. So that's my plan. I don't know what the Hypermotard would be like on a track day. I guess if I go to Brands Indy or somewhere, it'll be quite good, because it's, you know, it's short geared, but it's punchy and quick, and it handles quite well. But yes, I'm about to get on the M25 from the incorrect lane, motorbike privilege, and I shall see you very soon. Motorbike privilege. I have to remember where I'm going now. Ugh. Noise. Right, Godstone down here. This bike's still quite quick. It's still really quick, in fact. International horse transport. I have to say, the front brake feels fine now, so I wonder if it was just in my head. Whee! God, I love this bike. Oh. This bike is crazy. Oh, I do love it. It's just, I don't know, it's still really sharp in terms of handling. I love how it flicks onto its ear. Yeah, it feels really stable. It doesn't feel vague and woolly at the front end. And then you gas it out of the corner and it's explosive. Not necessarily really fast, but just rapid off the bottom end. Right, is this road closed? Because it's the only way I know how to get there. Bugger diversion, right? Hopefully there's a special diversions just for Pro Twins customers. I know what's going to happen. This is the first bike dealership that I've actually been in for about a year, and I'm just going to look at all the shiny things and be like, ooh, my life would be better if I had a Street Fighter V4 or a V4 SP or something like that. And I'll look at my bank and I will cry. Right, where's this diversion? Come on, Godstone, look after me. Probably a sentence no one said. I'm going to nip past Mr. Bus if you don't mind, thank you. Right, I think I'm unlost. I think I know where I'm going. Follow the big smelly lorry full of gravel. Oh dear. Are you just, I mean, he's not even looking. But yeah, front brake feels absolutely fine now, so hey, at least I can get a stamp in my service book for the service I had last year. We're here. Ah, feels like the world's getting back to normal, being able to visit motorbike dealers and make rash decisions. That's what life's about, really, isn't it? Let's go and see if there's anything wrong with my brakes. Ooh, is that a new monster or is that a Street Fighter? I don't know, it was cool though. Right, I'm going to go and chat to the guys here, then I'll possibly be back in a minute. Very exciting. See ya, cheers! Right, the guys here have just had a look at the brakes and they're convinced they're fine. And to be honest, I can't feel them, so we're just going to keep an eye on them and see how it goes. Just met a chap with this lovely 911 GTS who apparently watches my car videos, poor guy. And I've just met another guy on a 2015 Multistrada 1200 and he uses it as his hack. And he rides to Switzerland and Italy for work on it, obviously pre-COVID times. So he has all these work assignments in Europe and he just takes his Multistrada instead of flying. There he is. Aren't bikes great? Yes, yes they are. Oh, I wish I could ride to press launches in Europe rather than flying. Be well up for that. Anyway, I'm waffling. The bike is fine. It's just nice to get out really. See the guys, got my first service stamp in the book. Met some nice people. And ogled a lovely 999R that they've got, I think, for sale. And I'm going to go home and do some work. And I'm stuck behind a gravelly lorry. Wicked. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe if you feel so enamoured with my wafflings. Can't even speak with my wafflings. And I'll see you soon with some more motorbike nonsense, probably on an Aprilia, I want to say, next video, probably an Aprilia. Goodbye.